live switch. Testing everyone. Okay, finally back. All right, let me see the lighting. How is this going to be like? Just a second. Okay, everyone. Good morning once again. Welcome back. Thank you everyone for watching Simply Nature, Healthy is Sexy by myself, Jaslin, live in the Philippines every Thursday at 10 a.m. Good morning, everyone. To all my viewers in Singapore, good morning, and all my friends in my Chinese friend, 大家早上好. Hong Kong viewers, 大家早安, and to my wonderful friends in the Philippines, maganda umaga. Hi, if you are there and you are watching right now, please say hello. And sorry for the interruption. There was this power disruption just about 15 minutes before I start, so I was like panicking, and all my internet, either it reflects poor connection or it's been dropped off. So there was a cutoff of internet a while ago, so it's pretty stressful to do live in the Philippines, but nevertheless, I'm here with you on Thursday at 10 a.m. How do you have your week so far? I'm sure you did well, and if you have been following me, I hope that you have been following the very basic thing that I've been sharing, and you have been practicing on your life as well. All right. So good morning, all my ladies with Storage Woman. Hello, everyone. Sorry for interruptions. I canceled the previous one already, but without further ado, I'd like to honestly share with you what is health all about. If this is your first time watching, welcome to Simply Nature, Healthy is Sexy. Alright, why we are here because we're sharing you about health, your health situation, what are the root cause of your health, and why health is wealth. Alright, and honestly, it's really not easy to decide what to share every week. Because everything to me that I'm dealing every day seems so important, because we're dealing with life, we're dealing with rather urgent situation like cancers, patients, that I have to keep asking myself, well, which is the top urgency. Hi, morning Santos. Hello, Eric, for watching. And what are the top priority of people's concern, and what is the start of root cause of all health issue? Alright, and what are the people's desire in the health outcome, of course, and what is the most concerned health issue in the current moment, in the 2018 and the 2020 and the 2030 to come. So what are things to look out for to prevent yourself from being in that category, whether it's cancer or none. But I really have to strike a balance between what I felt is important and what you think is important to you. So when I ask around, people are always concerned about their weight, their figure, their vital statistic, because they always wanted to fit into your beautiful dress, and as well as fitting into a tight fitting pants for the man, the Korean style tight fitting pants. So but before I start, I always like to do a recap, like what I did last week. Hi Sarah, what is real concern and what did I talk last week. I was sharing about embracing healing crisis, and healing crisis is part of a process of how your body is going through a healing journey. So in another words, it's called Herxheimer reaction, where when you are going through a healing, your body is actually manifesting some symptoms, some discomfort, feverish, or maybe you will feel pain in your past surgical area. So these are some things that you will react when you are going through healing crisis. And what are the benefits of healing crisis? Obviously, after all the toxicity has been expelled from the body, you will actually experience a better health after that. And what are the signs to look out for during healing crisis? As I said, there are some symptoms. The old ailment might surface back because it's a way of body detoxing and expelling toxic at that point, at that old ailment. So like for my case, as I shared, I had constant migraine. It was pretty obvious and pretty regular. So during my healing crisis, migraine came back for a while, but it was a back and forth, but later it tapered off. So I actually shared a very Chinese saying, 吃得了苦的人只会吃半辈子的苦，吃不了苦的人 可能会吃一辈子的苦。It literally means that for those who are able to endure the suffering of healing crisis will only suffer half of their life. But for those who cannot endure suffering will actually suffer all of their life. Like later part of the day, of the years in their life, they might be going through even serious, more severe suffering, like, you know, if for example you are down with diabetic, you might be suffering from a lifetime of insulin injection. Isn't it more painful? I have a friend who had 3 insulin injection every day, and imagine in 1 year you have to poke yourself 1,000 times. Isn't it even a long-term suffering than a short-term suffering of healing crisis? So I always say, you know, this Chinese saying 先苦后甜, suffer now and then enjoy later. So this is really real, not only in terms of health, but in every area of our life. And that suffer now and enjoy later, or the other saying is short-term pain right now, but then you have a long-term gain in your health because you had a betterment of health, you are off medication, you are off insulin. So isn't it a better solution? Let's do it now. Get your health corrected, get your health right, and the rest of your years you will be enjoying your life, right? Then under the needles or under surgery. So that's the reason why we have been here, you know, for the last 10 years in the Philippines, you know, educating, teaching people to embrace natural food, health, getting your health back on track, you know, putting health as the main priority. Because without health, you have nothing, right? I mean, you will be suffering more than you can imagine. So the truth is, many people know about that, but still ignore the fact that there is this overeating, you know, they're eating more and faster than what your body can handle to detox. Right? So it's been very quiet out there, no comment. If you do have comment, if you have any questions, please post it there so that I could handle your question later, or even right now if you can see it. So ended up, you know, you overeating and eating faster than your body can handle the detox, you are actually accumulating more toxic in your body than ever. So this is what I was sharing last week. So as I shared the previous episode, I mentioned a lot about you really have to detox. You really have to think about when was the last time you had your big buffet and you have yet to poop it out, you know. And this topic about pooping, you know, it was pretty funny because we had a health symposium last Saturday with Toyota authors in the Philippines, and we were just talking about pooping and the type of poops that you have and the color of your poops that you have, because poops actually tells a lot about your body, by the way. So if you are keen on that, you know, PM me so that I can drop you the poop chart. There's actually 2 types of poop charts. You know, one is the type of the poops, the shapes, and the other one is the color of the poops. So poops tells you a lot about your health anyway. So what do I have for you today? You know, what is another root cause of health issue? You know, gonna tell the truth, and the truth will set you free. All right. So the topic today is about sleep. So I was actually posting on Facebook last night to talk about who don't love to sleep. But the truth is, a lot of people are deprived from sleeping, and sleeping at the right time and waking up at the right time. So just a brief introduction. Hi Dixon. About sleep. You know, sleep is essential to our health, by the way. Adults need about 7 to 9 hours of restoration sleep. But it's not just that sleep of 8 hours. It has to be quality sleep. That is important as well. What sleep does to restore us is based on our response to stress and our autonomic nervous system. See, I'm getting very technical right now. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a practitioner. But doing all this research actually helps me to understand much more about my own organs and my body. So what is this autonomic nervous system? You know, this system is about the balance of the sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Wow, very cheap, right? Sympathetic system provides our fight or flight response, you know. This elevates our heart rate, our body pressure, and the stress hormones cortisol so we can get out of danger. Okay, bear with me, all right? Next, parasympathetic is our rest and digest system. This system lower blood pressure, heart rate, and mobilize our gut. Actually, hopefully one day I will touch on the topic about gut. Why gut? Our gut, which is part of our colon, is so important for us. Both systems should be equal and active to keep us in balance. All right. Sleep is our part of our parasystematic and recharge system. Okay, bear with me. All right. So why do we need this sympathetic and parasympathetic system? I'm going to touch on why first and then explaining what is it for. Why? Because number one, we need the detoxification. Alright? Our brain detoxify while we sleep by sweeping up all the toxic from the chemical reaction in our brain. Okay? So I would say that in the current world today, when we watch the news, when we talk about life, when we are handling our life, there's a lot of toxic going in our brain, and that mainly is stress. That's the reason why people say avoid stress, because stress gives a lot of toxic to your brain. So this glutathione is an antioxidant in our body made in our liver. So actually, rather than taking the glutathione from an external help, your body, your liver could actually produce that glutathione. Decreased sleep leads to the decreased production of glutathione, right? Which leads to chronic illness. So we need that the natural production of glutathione in our liver to help in our sleep, because that will help in our detoxification in our brain cells. Number two, sleep helps us to balance our hormones. So if you are deprived of sleep, it results in decrease in growth hormones. These growth hormones grow our bones, our tissue, our organs, our cells, and helps on our healing of our injury. You know, sleep deprived affects our body ability to grow and heal. Just basically so simple, right? So we really need to sleep, guys. Really, sleep is so crucial in repairing, in a time when we put our body for repair or restoration process. So number three, why do we need to sleep? Because it helps to control our glucose and control our blood pressure. So cortisol, as I mentioned, is our stress hormones. Some stress is actually good. Hello, Sid. Hello, Eddie. Here. Some stress is actually good for our body. All right, but we need some cortisol to get us out of danger, as in fight or flight. However, persistent elevation of cortisol is also a problem. When we are stressed, our body with poor sleep, our body maintain high cortisol level. Cortisol also serves as our wake-up hormones. So it peaks in the morning and goes down as the day goes on. When we do not get adequate quality sleep, the cortisol level went up at night, which actually cause our sleep habit to worsen. That means it keeps you awake. So you ended up having poor sleep that leads to even more poor sleep. So you see, it's a vicious cycle. And keeping your cortisol level even higher and unchanging. So increased level of cortisol cause elevation of our hormones or of our morning glucose, as well as elevate in our blood pressure. So actually, in the Chinese saying, if you are not sleeping at night up to like 12 or even 1, your body will accumulate a level of, here it says cortisol level, it went up, that keeps you even more awake, like you're burning. Or in the Chinese saying, you will say 热气, you start to produce a lot of 热气, that keeps you even more awake, but it will start to affect your liver. So now I understand why, in a TCM concept, that actually will elevate your blood pressure if you keep that cortisol up in the night, because cortisol should be up in the morning when you need that energy for the days to go by. But as you reach the night, your cortisol should be going down, so that your body would be going into a mode of resting and sleeping. But most of us, what do we do at night? Watch late movie, still eating at 11, still doing your surfing at night on the computer, WhatsApping, Facebooking, whatever you name it, Vibering and communicating and chatting at midnight. You are actually allowing and bringing your cortisol at a high level that keeps you more awake, and ended up you have poor sleep. So that also will increase your cardiovascular risk of heart attack and stroke. I mean, everything that is bad for our health is going to lead you to the way of health issue. All right. So number 4, of course, as I mentioned, I think 3 to 4 episodes ago, regarding this term called melatonin. Studies have shown that darkness, when we sleep when we sleep, induce the hormones melatonin, which normally peaks at night. But melatonin can also protect us from certain cancer. Melatonin is suppressed when we look at our phone, our tablet, our computer, because of the bright blue light, as I mentioned. So bright blue light at night will actually causes the melatonin to not work at its perfect level. So it has a cancer causing element. So I give you 4 points, right? Sleep helps you to detoxify, balance your hormones, control your cholesterol and blood pressure, and of course reduce the risk of certain disease. And you know what? Lately I've been hearing a lot of cases where brain tumor, brain cancer. It has been pretty common, more so than the last 5 years. So keep a lookout on that. Prevent yourself from fall into that category. So, we tend to think of sleep as a time when the mind and the body shut down. But this is not just the case. Sleep is an active period, I beg your pardon, in which a lot of important processing and restoration and strengthening occur. So, exactly how this happened and why our body are programmed for such a long period of slumber is still somewhat a mystery, but scientists do understand some of the sleep critical function, and the reason we need for optimal sleep is for health and well-being. One of the vital role of sleep is to help us solidify. It's interesting, when you sleep, the role of sleep is to help us to solidify and consolidate memories. So if you had a great day today, for example, you went out with your loved ones, with your spouse, with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you want to keep that memories, make sure you sleep early and sleep well that night. So because as we go about the day, our brain, hi, good morning, Emerson, take in an incredible amount of information, right? I mean, we wake up at 7 or 8, and then you start to have your daily routine, and that information, your brain, the amount of information from the moment you wake up till the moment you sleep, is the time when you sleep. That information of the day will be processed by your brain when you sleep. So somehow our brain is able to store our memories temporarily before it went to the long-term memory. Rather than being directly logged or recorded in the day of your memories, however, these facts and experience first need to be processed and stored, and many of these steps happen when we sleep. So let's say, for example, you had a bad day, right? And you just don't want that to be in your memory. You could actually somehow tell yourself before you sleep that you are okay, you have forgiven the day, you were bitter about this person, but I forgive the person, or you were frustrated about what had happened today, and you say, okay, never mind, it is done, I've forgiven, I've forgotten. Somehow, it is true. Your brain will not process and store that memory. So, no wonder, my pastor always said that, do not carry anger before you sleep, pray and forgive and forget. Then you will not store that bad memories in your brain. So overnight, bits and pieces of information are transferred from more tentative short-term memory to stronger long-term memories. So this is also true when people carry bitterness, carry anger, in their health, in their brain, and they keep nursing and rehearsing the bad experience that they had in their life, how pitiful they are, how ungrateful the person is, and they start to get bitter and all this thing. If you keep rehearsing in your brain, and every night before you sleep you get angry about that, and you don't have a peaceful sleep, this piece of information will end up in a stronger and long-term memory, and it's even harder for you to get it out. And this actual process is called consolidation. Alright? Researchers have also shown that after people sleep, they tend to retain information and perform better on memory tasks. So especially for kids, no wonder my teacher always taught us, do not watch a horror movie right before you sleep. It will scare the kids off, and they probably and most likely had a nightmare because it was stopped right before the little kids sleep. So actually our body all require long period of sleep in order to restore and rejuvenate. First for the restoration of memory, then for the restoration of the rest of the organs. To do what? To grow muscle, to repair tissue, and to synthesize hormones. So now we are back to the point. How much hour of sleeps do we need? I actually have a recommended sleep chart, but if you are keen, you could PM me and I could download the chart to your private PM. But in short, I would like to share with you. For a 1-year-old or infant, you need an estimation of 12 to 14 hours of sleep. No wonder baby sleeps a lot, because they need to grow, right? They need to grow their muscle, their bones, their organs. They need healing, They need long hours of sleep because it's for growth hormones. And then school children have to sleep to be sufficient 9 to 12 hours. So it's just a little 2 hours lesser. School kids, the moment you put your kids to school, and nowadays parents being so kiasu, Singaporeans understand what I mean, so urgent about putting their kids to school at the age of 3 or 4, all the more these little kids have to be put to sleep for at least 12 hours because the brain need to process whatever they have taken in the day of learning. So I encourage parents to put their kids to sleep very early at night. No wonder one of my friends, she put her son to sleep at about 8 p.m. at night and wake up at 5. So he had at least a good 9 to 10 hours of sleep, and he also sleep in the afternoon. So no wonder, when we are young, so nice, we get to sleep in the noon time, but nowadays kids are deprived from sleep because they had a long hours of tuition. The moment they are off from the public school, they have tuition in mathematics, external tuition of Chinese, external music school, and all this learning. But poor kids, they might not have enough sleep. Parents out there, then teenager, which they are still in a school and they are processing a lot of information, needs about 8 to 10 hours. So every age group, and when you are infant, you need 14 hours. You are a school student already, before 12 years old, you need about 12 hours. And the moment you reach teens, you need 10 hours at the very least. How about us, adult? As I say, as you age older, you have lesser sleep because you have lesser time on earth, so you might as well sleep lesser. But that's the saying, right? But adults, you're recommended to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours a day because you also took a lot of stress and a lot of information every day. So if you could, stretch it to 9 hours of quality sleep during this critical period of growth and learning, especially for the young people out there, really you need a heavy dose of rest and sleep to achieve optimal development and alertness as well. But unlikely, unfortunately, a person can't accumulate sleep deprived and then lock in many of hours to make up for it. Meaning to say that too bad, you know, if you are lack of sleep today. Let's say if you only sleep 4 hours. Hi, Christopher. Wow, magandang umaga. Well done. Your Tagalog improved so much, huh? So, where was I? So, let's say if I slept 4 hours today, right? Thinking that tomorrow our you know, sleep back. You know, that means I will sleep instead of 8 hours, I'll sleep 12 hours just to pay back my 4 hours lacking today. Too bad. This is not going to work because sleep processing and consolidation of information actually is the daily basis. So you cannot say pay back what you have not slept the day before. The best kind of sleep is consistent. You know, healthy routine that allow us, regardless of our age, to meet our sleep needs every night and keep on top of life challenges every day. Especially, you know, if you are going through a lot of emotion, stress, daily in and out. I mean, I've never heard anyone in today's world without stress, without challenge, without emotionally up and down. So all the more, isn't sleep more important? But yet, we are not doing what we're supposed to do, sleep. We know both eating and sleeping are regulated by a powerful internal drive in our body. Like going without food produce uncomfortable sensation of hunger. So while going without sleep make us overwhelming sleepy, and it's really bad, you know. And just as eating relieves hunger, ensure that we obtain nutrients when we eat. Sleeping releases sleepiness and ensure that we obtain the sleep we need. So simple as that. Sleep is based on a long-held belief that sleep in some way serves to restore what is lost in our body while we are awake. You know, sleep provides an opportunity for the body to repair and rejuvenate itself, as I mentioned. In recent years, this idea has gained support from many clinical evidence collected in human and animal studies. The most striking of this is that when an animal deprived entirely of sleep loses all immune system and died in just a matter of weeks. So no wonder as we humans deprived from sleep, our immunity are also compromised. So this is further supported by the findings that many of the major restorative function in our body like muscle growth, tissue repair, protein synthesis, and growth hormones releases occurs mostly and only during our sleep. So, sleep. Other rejuvenating aspect of sleep, as I specified, is to the brain and cognitive function. You know, while we are asleep, the neurons in the brain produce a big word called endorphins. Okay, ADENOSINE. You can Google on it. ADENOSINE. And by a byproduct of a cell activity. Literally, the brain needs to produce this chemical in order for cell activation. And the build-up of this chemical in the brain is thought to be one factor that leads to our perception of being tired. So actually, everyone out there, if you have been triggered, like you are yawning and you're feeling sleepy, the body is already signaling, and this chemical has been produced from your brain neurons to tell you that it's time to sleep, especially when you already hit 10. You should be on the bed, right? So, but incidentally, what most people did, right? Even if you are super stressed and you are in the office and that was like 3 p.m. and you felt sleepy, then what does most people do? Coffee! And this caffeine, which actually block the actions of this neuron chemical in the brain and keep us alert. So it's a counteractive. You know, it's not going to help you. It's just going to give you a delusion that you are awake. But actually, listen to your body. Listen to yourself. Your body is telling you so much things. But we, people out there, are just not listening to your body. Alright. Scientists think that this build-up of chemical during wakefulness may promote the drive to sleep. But what do most people does? What do most people do? Coffee, and some people even have 3 coffee and more a day, and that is even more bad because you are shutting the system away. So during sleep, the body has a chance to clear this toxic from the system, because then when you are asleep, you don't need this neuron to keep you awake and to signal you to go back to sleep again. So it's a very systematic thing that, you know, it's wonderful creation our body, God has made to tell us, like what I say, the poops will tells you a lot of your health. So is your body. So did you know, skipping one night of sleeps make a person cranky and clumsy? So maybe that explains why when you are doing things, and if you don't have enough sleep, you feel cranky and you are clumsy at the same time the next day. But after missing 2 days of sleep, 2 nights of sleep, a person will have problem thinking and doing things, and his or her brain or body can't do normal tasks nearly as well. So you will realize you have 2 days of lacking sleep, you will probably be not only cranky and clumsy, you'll be super clumsy, and you'll probably be making mistakes. After 5 days of not having enough sleep, guess what? A person will start to hallucinate. This means that they are seeing things that are not actually there. No wonder people that are lacking sleep, they have to depend on sleeping pills, just to stop them from not able to sleep for a consecutive 5 days, which might lead them to be hallucinating. So eventually it becomes impossible for the brain to give its direction to the rest of the body without sleep, literally. If you cross the 5 days of non-sleeping, the brain need to spend time in bed, guys. So catch your sleep. Your Z sign should always be up. So what are the helpful things, after sharing so much about sleep, to put you to sleep? Because some people are really stressed and they really do not know how to sleep. I always encourage exercise. Exercise yourself out so that you could really exhaust yourself physically and put yourself to sleep. That's one way. Number 2, keep your room dark. When it's time at night, just off your light and play some light music at the background and just close your eyes and see if you could calm your heart and your mind and you put yourself to sleep. It works for some people to have a warm bath or shower before bed. And of course, you could actually try to have a cup of cocoa, or warm drinks so that you could also put yourself to sleep. So these are some of the tips to sleep. Now, once again, sleeping is so crucial for the modern day life that we are in. We can't deny that the kind of stress level that we have. You read the news, you listen to the news, you watch the news, everything on the news are pretty negative. Whether you are affected by it or not, but you emotionally will be affected. Whether you are there or not, you would somehow have a negative connotation. So, because you will think, oh, the world is so chaotic. Why would the interest rate go against you? Why would there be a war? Why is there a trade war going on? Why is human being so selfish? And all these things will go around your mind, and you start to create your own negative emotion. But of course, if you had a bad day, that will add up to your stress level, and sleep is something that you will find hard to have, especially quality one. So as I shared, do some things that will help you to sleep. Exercise yourself really tired, at least physically you are drained, and you would be on the bed, you will not do anything else but just to lie on the bed, and hopefully you will get to sleep. But especially for parents out there, I want to encourage you, it's good to put your kids, I'm not saying that putting your kids to too many external or enrichment classes is bad, but I think you have to strike a balance between the number of hours your kids is on enrichment classes and the number of hours that they had sleep so that they could process whatever they learn. What's the point of accumulating information but the brain is not able to process in time? Because as I said, sleep restoration, the consolidating of the memory is actually a daily thing. So if they are not able to consolidate during their sleep information that was given in the day, then it will be such a waste to pay the school fee. I mean, in short. So yeah, so sleep is something that we modern day people are lacking. But I want to encourage you, as I shared today, I hope that you receive something. I hope that you hear me and hear me well, that really sleep is as equal as eating and drinking. All right, so do not deprive yourself. The last time I said do not deprive yourself from not drinking enough water, do not deprive yourself from not taking enough nutrients for your cellular growth, and do not deprive yourself from not sleeping enough. There, you are not able to restore your health. So that's all I have for you today. Just a recap, of sleep, because sleep helps you to detox whatever the toxicity in your brain and in the body. It helps you balance your hormones. It helps you keep your glucose and your blood pressure at a good level. It helps to prevent you from the risk of cancer as well and other related lifestyle disease. And sleep actually helps you to process information needed that you have acquired in the day, that you can actually process into long-term memories, especially for kids and young generations. They are processing information, especially they are still in the university. They have a lot of information to process, especially for doctors and lawyers. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Of course, sleeps actually would help you to restore your health and of course for healing purposes, growth hormones. And sleep is actually a way that your body can be in a rest mode and let your body do its repair work at night. So sleep, guys, it's such a blessing to be able to sleep, but acquire quality sleep by putting yourself in a mode of I encourage people out there, if you really had challenge sleep, like you cannot have quality sleep because of the stress you had, then do something that's going to make you happy. I don't know what, but you have to find something that's going to make you happy, so that when you sleep, you can have a beautiful and sweet dreams as well. So follow me on my Facebook page, Jaslin Chua. Go on to the icon and that says following, or click see first, so that whenever I'm online, you are alerted. Do the same if you follow us on Simply Nature page. Click like and follow us. And if you are talking and interested and keen on losing 5 pounds, as we shared the last previous week, there is a one-time offer right here at the click there. And for the rest of the country, click on the second link. And if you are trying to look for a whole protein, plant protein, that is good for your body, because at the end of the day, we need protein to help us to burn our fats. Click on the next link that says ppars.asia, and don't miss our update and join our community. Click on that link that says that. Brought to you by Simply Nature and ppars.asia. This is hi Josephine. I'm signing out actually. I'm signing out right now, and I just want to inform everyone and every viewers out there that I will move the program every Thursday. We're still fixed on Thursday, every Thursday, but I'm going to shift it to 8 a.m. 8 a.m. So follow me on Facebook. I'm going to share with you more. Hopefully, I'm going to touch on more interesting topic. But I think, as I said, it is really something that we have to ponder and start to decide that health is in your hand and healthy is the new sexy. Alright, signing out here, Jaslin Chua. See you next Thursday, 8 a.m. live FB. Alright, thank you everyone. See you. Bye.